Welcome to today's Excel tutorial, and today we will be taking a look at the if function. The if function lets us evaluate complex conditions and display two results. If the condition is satisfied, it will display a value if true. If the condition is not satisfied, it will display a result if it's false. So the if function has three parts: the logical test, the value if it's true, the value if it's false. So in the logical test, we will input a condition. If the condition is fulfilled, if the condition is completed, it will display a value. And then if the condition is not fulfilled, we will display a value if it's false. So let's take a look. Right here we have in Excel 10 students who have obtained different marks in their exams. Now we will try to display if they have passed or failed. To begin, let's set us the criteria. Pass is those who have obtained greater or equal to 40 marks, and fail is those who have obtained less than 40. Okay, so the condition for this, we will begin by inputting the if function. Equals if. As you can see, the if function has been shown. So we start bracket and it is telling us to input the logical test, which is the condition. So if the marks are less than 40, it will be fail, or else we will display pass. So if marks less than 40, that is our condition. Here are the marks. The marks are in B column, row number 5. So we select B5. If the marks is less than 40, that is our condition. So we write a comma. It is telling us to write the value if true. So if the marks is less than 40, what do we want to display? Fail. If any word or any letter written must be within inverted commas. So that is if it's true. If it's not true, means if the mark is not less than 40, we want to display pass. Bracket close. Our function is done. Let's enter, showing us pass. We want to repeat the same function over the next few values. Just select and drag down. As we can see, student number 3 has failed, student number 6 has failed, student number 10 has also failed. Now let us display something else. We want to see who has obtained A+. A+ is a student who has obtained marks that is greater or equal to 80. So in this cell we will try to identify who have gotten A+. So the condition will be equals if, within a bracket, this marks, that's still in B5. So B5 greater or equal to 80. If it's true, we want to display inverted comma A+. If it's false, we don't want to display anything. So we just type blank inverted comma. Inside the inverted comma remains nothing, so it will not display anything if they have not obtained A+. Press enter. As we can see, student number 1, who has 85 marks, has obtained A+. If we repeat the function for the next few cells, we see only 2 students have obtained A+, 85 and 95, student number 5, student number 1. As you can see, this cell does contain the condition. If B6 is greater than 80, we will display A+. But since his score is not greater than 80, it is displaying nothing inside the inverted comma, so that's nothing. Okay, so let's edit this function. We don't want to display only A+. We want to see who have obtained A+. If they have not obtained A+, we will see who have passed or failed. Let's take a look at this function. Okay, we will now write an if function inside an if function. As you can see, those who have scores greater than 80 will display an A+. Those who have scores between 40 to 79 will display pass, and those with scores less than 40 will display fail. So let's try to evaluate this condition. We will start with those who have failed and then move on to those who have passed. So if we begin with pass, A plus or fail, let's zoom in. We'll just remove this function first, delete the cells. Now start typing if. What do we write? If marks is less than 40, what do we want to display? If the marks are less than 40, we will display fail. That is this area. We want to display fail. So, if marks less than 40, we show fail. If it's not less than 40, let's take a look. If it's not less than 40, we are left with two more conditions to evaluate. So, if it's not more than 40, some will be having A plus, some will be having pass. So, in order to evaluate that, we need another condition. So, if it's false, we write another if. If. So, by false, we mean this region right here, those who have not failed. If these remaining students have a mark greater than 80, greater or equal to 80, we will display A plus. So, if our additional condition, the logical test, marks greater or equal to 80, we will display, if it's true, we will display A plus. And if it's false, that means if these students have not been selected, we are left with only those who have marks between 40 and 79. So what do we display? We display pass. First bracket close, we are closing the red bracket, the second condition. Second bracket close, we are finishing the second condition. Press enter. It shows us that student 1 has obtained A plus. Repeat the function. We see student 2 has passed, student 3 has failed, 4 has passed, 5 has obtained A plus, 6 has failed, the rest have passed, and finally student 10 has failed. Simple as that. Now let's evaluate another criteria. We will now attempt to mark the students based on their grade. So A plus is students who have greater or equal to 80. A is students with marks between 70 to 79. B are students who have 60 to 69. C are students who have obtained 50 to 59. D are students who have obtained 40 to 49. And F, which means failed, are students who have obtained less than 39. Okay, so we will need many conditions to evaluate this one. Let's begin. So we will write their grades. For student 1, okay, we begin with the first if function. If bracket starts marks is let's start with those who have failed. Okay, if marks are less than 39, if it's true, we want to display fail, or just write F. If it's false, we have to evaluate the rest of the students. So if it's false, we begin another if function. If marks are greater or equal to 80, greater or equal to 80, we will display A plus. But if it's not greater or equal to 80, we're still left with A, B, C, and D. So we begin another if. If the marks are greater than 70, then we will display greater or equal to 70, we will display A. Now keep in mind, greater or equal to 70 will not include those who have 79 plus, because those who have marks between 80 have already been evaluated. So we're left with only A, B, C and D. So only A lies between 70 and 79. So marks greater than 70, we will display A. Or else we display another if. Similarly, marks greater than 60, we will greater or equal to 60, we will display B. Or else we start another if function. If marks is greater than 40, greater or equal to marks greater or equal to 50, we will display C. If it's not true, we're left with only D. So value if false, we will display only D. Bracket close, bracket close, bracket close, bracket close, and the final bracket close. Press enter. We see student 1 has obtained A plus. Repeat the function for the next few cells. We have the grades. So how many if functions are in this function? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 functions. 5 functions to evaluate exactly 6 conditions. That's it for the if function.